As I said, this is a bit of a quiet lesson today. Loving my mallets today. I'll tell you for why, actually. I'll be honest with you. My computer caught me up today. I ran out of memory. I had to do a few things before I could start playing. And lo and behold, it's Sunday afternoon and getting on a bit, okay, after 6 o'clock. And I think every street has a bit of a dickhead in the street who will just complain about kids playing or complain about a barking dog or the drummer a few doors up. And I'm not going to let him beat me. Of course, it goes through my head that it's a little bit late to play. So what I'm going to do is just play softly so he doesn't hear me. So what happens is, as I said in the first segment, is that sometimes we drummers, myself included, are our own worst enemies, in the sense that we play far too loud for the music that we need, you know, that kind of thing. Sometimes it's for survival. We've got a bad PA and we can't even hear ourselves, let alone anyone else. Or the dude with the new Marshall 100-watt stack is testing it out, and next thing, how many times have you been to a gig where the guy bashes the bejesus out of his 18-inch crash and we in the audience can't even hear it? Isn't it an amazing thing? Because they are loud. And the whole reason I'm playing underneath while I'm talking to you is that through rudiments, through heritage, through honour of practicing, getting a good teacher, understanding music theory, go as far as you can, fighting against that lethargy of, you'll never need that. And what happens is that you will acquire a certain kind of independence. So I can talk to you while I'm playing and still know what I'm playing. Quintuplets. That's just a straight double stroke roll. Nothing fancy about that, just work it. I suppose what's a bit fancy is angles around the drums and working around the drum set. Break. said earlier, double kick pedals are usually thought of as the domain of metal. And I'm trying to put them into the domain of contemporary percussion. What's all this thing about non-chops that I was talking about? Well, that's just a single stroke roll. Just get a single stroke roll together. Learn to move it around. Square there. Triangle with the left hand. 2 triangles. Doing a single stroke roll, of course the second rudiment you ever learn is a double. And if I keep going with the flow, where I started. I do believe I have a theme. Okay, and so what I'm doing tonight is all about mallets. I'm just using these wonderful mallets. What are they called? They are Performer Series PST1 Soft Performer Series Maple. So there we are. Mallets are wonderful things. Chico Hamilton was the first jazz drummer I saw using mallets in a context other than classical music. I've used them a lot. Anyway, I want to try and explain what this episode's all about. Chops, non-chops, just the fact of doing this the right way requires chops. You see, requires technique. It looks pretty simple, but to try and get that kind of touch, you know, like I love this conundrum of two simple things put together. So this sounds simple. But if I come in a different place with the hi-hat, triplets, quavers. Nice cup of tea, nice cup of tea, nice cup of tea. Put in the left hand. I now have 9 against 2. How did that happen? It's just right, left, left. What happens if I do a figure of 5 against the triplet bit? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I've got something fairly interesting. And at the end of the day, it's not that hard to play separately, but it can be very hard to get your head around it in the beginning. But once you get that sort of breakthrough, you're off. And that's really the story of the show, tonight's show, in the sense that there's that. I'm playing softly, so the little subtitle is that, like on a night like, or a day that I've had today where I've had to work on the computer and clear away memory to get things done and stuff like that, I've come to the drum kit a bit late on a Sunday. So in order to, try and be some kind of a good neighbour, I'm simply playing softly. I mean very, very softly. Okay? You wouldn't hear it outside my studio door. And if you did, you're listening for it. Okay? There's a big difference between sounds becoming a nuisance, given that there were power saws going off all day today and drills, the weekend warriors coming back from Bunnings and all that with their new power saw or drill to make the pergola that the missus has been nagging them about for years and all that, and only stopping because dinner's ready, and it being a complete nuisance to everyone else, as distinct from someone who's got it in for somebody else just because they happen to be a drummer or play trumpet or something like that, and they're listening out for it. Now that's not a nuisance, that's a pest, all right? And sometimes councils find it a bit hard to make the difference, to get the difference from the street monitor who thinks, they rule the street. One particular person who's complained about me, I saw him running up the road trying to chase a car that did a little tiny burnout at the end of the street, going, oh yeah, blah, 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 like that. What a dickhead. Sums him up, really. I'm getting quite personal. I should not. And that's my show. I wonder what it was all about. Note to self. I'll listen. I'll look at it back, and I'll put a title to it. My name's Chris Quinlan. You're watching the Drum Show. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next episode. Weird.